welcome to Hope for Survival YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sure as the holiday is just around the corner, there's many things you probably could be doing other than watching this video. But I appreciate you taking the time to stop in and appreciate your support. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel and helping us grow. And if you like this video, please hit like, and if you have a comment, please leave the comment. And if you like, please share with other like-minded individuals to help bring others to the channel. In this video, there's a couple things I'd like to talk about. One particular thing that's very personal and near and dear to my heart. A couple quick points I wanted to add into this video. I was listening today to Stan Deo, who was guest on Hagman PI, and I briefly caught Stan talking about a Muslim alliance that's being put together right now, and it's kind of a version of NATO, but it's 41 Muslim nations. It's being spearheaded by Saudi Arabia, and I believe they voted the leader of this 41 nation alliance a general from Pakistan. But this will be an alliance to stamp out terrorist threats to Muslim nations. And we could probably immediately name off 5 terrorist groups that come to mind. But none of the 5 that we would name are on this list. Basically, it is a 41 nation alliance to rid the world of Israel and the United States, big evil and little evil. So more to follow on that topic, but that would be an absolute game changer in the Middle Eastern world, and to the many nations outside of the region that are dependent upon fuel and resources, oil, flowing out. So we need to keep that on our radar. The big topic I want to talk about in this video is as the holidays approach, it's something that has been on my mind for a little while. It's actually, I wake up every single day and I give thanks for the many blessings in my life. I like to call life my individual book of life, your individual book of life, and as we transition through periods of life, it's our chapters in our book of life. And I'm thankful for all of the many blessings through the ups and downs that I've transitioned through to make it to this point, and to try to be the person that I want to be. And that comes with many prayers from others and many blessings over the years. If you read my first book, I talked briefly about childhood and growing up, and often doing without and not knowing from day to day at times where meals would come from. And you didn't really realize it then, you only realize it at a later point in life. But anyway, then transitioning into the military, and one of the things many civilians who weren't around the military, or maybe didn't have a loved one in the military, one of the things that the military instills in the members of the troops is giving back to others. And especially when the holidays would come around, no matter what country we may be in almost all circumstances, we would put together holiday events to help those in need. We may give Christmases to orphanages in other countries, and trying to bless them with the goodness of Americans in the military. But goodness as to from one human to another. That for that moment on that day, that there was a stranger out there who cared enough about them to take time to make them feel special, but also to bless them. Okay? And this happened numerous occasions over many years. And it may be putting together a Christmas party with gifts and food. It may be going out and painting and repairing gutters. It may be an underprivileged family taking our 40 or 50 person flight and pitching in monetarily and time, and then going to the house at a given date just before maybe Christmas with a dressed up Santa Claus, and taking truckloads of groceries. It may be a grandmother who's raising 5 grandkids, taking truckloads of wood for the fire, for heat, and then presents. And then we would always have prayer for the grandmother and the family. But this is just a small token to many occasions and opportunities that we would try to bless others with. And as I transitioned on in my military career, and when I went over into special operations, oftentimes we weren't able to do that in some cases because for the mission that we were doing, stealthness and incognito steps and processes were essential. But one of the things later in life, in my latter career, part of my career, that has always stood in the back of my memory, and probably several times a week I remember these things, okay? And that is, after the Soviet Union collapsed and they pulled out of the Eastern Bloc countries, many of the Eastern Bloc countries that we would travel into to work with their military, and sometimes it was internal development of governments and helping them develop sustainability amongst their communities and with their military. But the thing that has always stood out that I remember, a couple of things, is remembering how proud the people were, how poor they were, but how proud they were. They're human beings too. And even though they lived halfway around the globe, and they had nothing because everything was taken away from them when the Soviets pulled out, describing them as poor is truly disrespectful, because they had absolutely nothing. And when you would see hundreds, if not thousands, in single file lines standing out in the freezing snow, oftentimes with socks on and no shoes, standing in the snow, no gloves or hats, freezing. And U.S. military cargo planes would come in about every 3 minutes and they were bringing in food, or they were bringing in blankets and bringing in warm clothes to pass out to these citizens. They didn't speak English, but they would often walk up to you and they would point to the American flag on our uniform that was on our sleeve, and they would touch it, and then there would be a genuine smile and oftentimes tears. And the thankfulness that these folks showed towards us as total strangers who were doing what we believed was the right thing for humanity. I'll never forget. And then on to the food lines. There would be blocks of people, single file, lined up to go in a store or a market. And where we're blessed to go in a store and have 5 different brands of canned potatoes and canned peas and canned green beans and canned spinach and canned carrots. You may go in a market and there's 25 cans of peas, and that's it. Not 5 brands and not multiple choices. And these folks would stand in line in the freezing cold for hours, all day long, in the hopes that they would make it to the front of the line to get in, to get 1 can of vegetables and hopefully a loaf of bread. And when the food ran out, the door locked, and they would turn around and sadly would walk home, and they would get up and come back the next day. Now, they didn't give up. They maintained their hope. And this was a way of life for them. And when I witnessed these things more than one time, I always thought to myself how thankful to God I was that I was an American and that our people did not have to live like this. And now, having been retired from the military for 20 years, I never thought in my life I would see the things in our country that I'm seeing today. And in many ways, a flashback to the poor and hungry in other places, and it's here in America. And when you think back to World War II and the food lines and the milk and cheese lines and so forth, people would be lined up and hopefully they would go in and they would get some food to take home. But in the current times, other than lines for soup lines, we're not going to see these lines. Even when it's as bad as it's getting, we're not going to see the lines because everything is put on an EBT card, and instead of standing in line to get food, folks can walk in and swipe a card to get food. And if their card's not recharged, then that's when problems will occur. So I titled this video Tough Times Are Ahead. No, they're here now. And being thankful and blessing others. And the big point I want to share here is we come from all different levels of life. Okay, some have a lot, some have less than a lot, and some don't have a lot. Okay, and I know many who watch these videos who come from all these different levels. Okay, and they're all great people. And One of the things that I'm really, really thankful for in Hope for Survival is the kind-heartedness of all the people I've met from state to state in Hope for Survival. The kind-heartedness to stand up and be an example, but also the kind-heartedness that they do for other people. And it doesn't necessarily have to be buying them something. It's the kind-heartedness of reaching across and praying with someone, reaching across and checking on someone, reaching across and meeting up to help someone do a task because maybe they don't have the skills or the means to do it. These are all blessings. And to be honest with you, we need more of this in abundance throughout our country if there's any hope to come out of this. And almost everyone that I know who tunes into Hope for Survival, there may be a few who aren't, but almost all of them are Christian people. And out of fairness to everyone, I know some really solid people who have not made the choice to take that step into Christianity. Okay, love them all just the same, and so many of them are stand-up people equally. Okay, and that's a personal choice that one has to make in their own life. But blessing people cost us nothing. It may be putting your hand out and helping a person up who got knocked down. They may be at a low point in life. They may have lost a loved one. They may be suffering through an illness, or they just had a surgery. The list is abundant. But a phone call or a visit costs nothing. Okay? And to loved ones, friends, neighbors, and strangers through this holiday season, I think that it's really important that we take some extra time and maybe knock on a neighbor's door and check on them. Make sure they have heat. Make sure they have food to eat. Maybe they just need someone to smile at them. Remember, a smile costs us nothing, right? I know I personally, in my life, in the past, on numerous occasions, have been in a position to where a smile was worth $1 million. Okay? Knowing there was someone out there who really just gave a crap. Okay? And you may or may not have been in this position yourself, but as time goes forward and the news gets glimmer and glimmer, I think that those of us who appreciate each day we're blessed with, I think we can find it within ourselves to take a moment to just walk over and say hello to a stranger. Or I'll give you an example, and it was just by circumstance. I was in a grocery store yesterday. I was walking down an aisle, and there was an elderly lady, about 5'3", standing staring in a freezer at vegetables. And as I walked by, she touched my arm and she said, "Mister," she said, "can you help an old lady?" I said, "Sure." She said, "Can you reach on the top shelf in the back and get me 3 boxes of cut spinach?" I stopped, I got the spinach for her, I handed it to her, and I asked her was there anything else she needed. And honestly, she had this look of amazement in her eyes. This is what I'm talking about, is simply doing doing a deed that maybe helps someone else out to maybe lift their day and give them hope. Okay? I don't know if the lady lived alone. I don't know if she was having holiday dinner by herself. I know nothing about her. I just know at that moment I was able to do something for someone else to help them. Okay? And they're all around us. All right? And I think that we, in very small pieces, we can do things to help other people. Yeah, we're tuned in and we're dialed in preparedness and everything that seems negative coming at us. But we also have to stop each day, each morning, whenever you choose so, to give thanks, to be thankful that we have another day to figure it out and get it right. And ask the Lord, what is it you want of me today? What can I do to deliver your will today? Wherever that may take me, you know. I'm blessed with all of you in Hope for Survival. I'm blessed with my family. I'm surrounded by amazing friends who, in my busy schedule, there's consecutive weeks where it's like I'm living by time slots on the calendar. Getting this done, getting this done, getting this done, day job, Hope for Survival meetings, neighborhood meetings. I'm not complaining, but I'm surrounded by awesome people who often say, hey, is there something I can do to lighten your load? Okay? And I like to do the same for you too. But all together, again, we can all make today a better place for someone else, and in turn, seeing that stranger smile, I find it personally uplifting as well. So I find this very, very big, no matter what happens in the world and what appears to be coming our way. It is stopping, taking a deep breath, and trying to lift someone up on this day to make it better for them. I hope this makes sense to you. So, as Hope for Survival normally does, each year we take all of our proceeds from our book sales, and after we pay the print cost on book 1 and book 2, and we cut a check and make a donation to a local food ministry. And I'm blessed that several Hope for Survival members work on the team that works the food ministry. No one realizes the hours that they put in picking up food, packing the food into bags, dividing it up. Each family, I believe, gets a 40-pound bag of food when they come through the line. Meats, vegetables, fruits. You can get food for animals, children, seniors, and so forth. This is a lot of work. Again, these are individuals volunteering their time to help other people who need help. Okay? And I'm thankful to all of you who bought Hope for Survival books through the year this year, and to Carolina Readiness Supply in Waynesville, North Carolina, who puts my books out in the store to sell, and points people towards the books as needed for whatever the person's looking for. But I'm thankful for that. I don't take that for granted, and I'm happy to say that Miss Lucy and I cut a check earlier this morning for $1,000 from book proceeds to donate to the holiday food drive. They build food bags monthly, and we contribute usually. Excuse me. During the holidays, because there seems to be more people coming through the line during that period, and they try to normally add a turkey or a ham to help the individual have a holiday meal along with their foods that they pick up. So again, thank you for buying the Hope for Survival books 1 and book 2, and with the $1,000 that we donated, I believe the food is roughly $15 per 40 pounds of food. So $15 at 40 pounds, and you can do the math on that, but it's a couple thousand pounds of food that we were able to help provide to this cause. So this is a very small token because there's food lines everywhere. If you would pick up the phone tomorrow and call, you will probably find that almost every soup kitchen is maxed out on the number of people that they can feed. The shelters are completely full of people right now. Homelessness in America is off the charts. The number of people, for whatever reason, I'm not here to debate why people are homeless. There's numerous causes. Veterans are homeless, but we have a big problem in a nation of our wealth and a nation with so many successful people and millionaires and billionaires, that we have so many people living in the streets, so many people eating out of trash cans. Okay, now some of it's by choice. I get that. I totally understand it. But there are many who are living out of their cars and under cardboard boxes with their children. Okay, and no child should have to go to bed with a hungry belly. Not in this country. When we can spend hundreds of billions of dollars a year on military hardware to go away in far place lands, and yet we're bringing in thousands and thousands of people across their border, giving them thousands of dollars a month and shelter over their heads, but yet we have our own people who are starving, cold, wet, and trying to find their next meal. Something is definitely wrong with this picture. So I want to close this out, but I just want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving, a blessed Thanksgiving. God is good to us, and give it some thought. Knock on a neighbor's door, take them a piece of pie, make sure they're okay. No matter how bleak it is, how cold it is, and how hungry people are, at a minimum, we need to show our neighbors that we care and that we love them. Okay? We don't have to agree politically, ideology, or any of that. Okay? To me, right now, it's a time about being an American and being an example of what we all believed America stood for through our history. Okay? So thanks for your time. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you like, please like, share, leave any comments, and God bless you. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll be back talking to you soon. Okay? Blessings. Bravo Echo out. Thank you for checking out the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. If you are new to Hope for Survival, you can check out our books at our webpage. Book 1, which is Hope for Survival, Getting You Prepared for Disasters, and Book 2, Hope for Survival, The Mindset, are both available for order on the website. We also offer the Hope for Survival football stick, which is a memory stick set up as a digital filing cabinet with files already loaded on there for you to digitally copy items such as deeds, auto transcript for ownership, wills, living wills, loans, banking information, items that if your home burned down or you had some form of a disaster, you could have all your important papers already digitally filed on this stick. All you do is simply drag the digital file into the appropriate preset folder so that you'll have it in the event of a disaster. You have to flee your home in a hurry, or also if you're away from home and you need critical information that's personal. If you have your memory stick with you, you can put it in your computer and pull that information up wherever you may be. Again, you can find these items to order at our website, https www.hopeforsurvival.com, or you can email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com, and I will try to help you out. Again, thanks for checking out the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. Hope to see you again.